Hi, I'm Mike from 1A Auto. We've been selling auto parts for over 30 years.
Hey everyone, Sue here at 1A Auto, and today I'm going to show you how to do a rear diff cover gasket and fluid change on our 2011 Ford F-150. You need any parts for your car? Click on the link below and head on over to 1AAuto.com. Now I'm going to raise and support the vehicle with a 2-post lift. You can use a jack and jack stands at home. Here we have our differential cover, and the ABS cable runs across the top with 3 studded bolts that come out of the cover. We're going to just pull the brackets off so we can disconnect the ABS cable and tuck it up over the top. Get that out of the way. Make sure everything's clear of the bolts. 13mm socket, and we're going to remove the cover bolts all the way around. And then the fluid's going to drop into the catch pan. Now that we've moved all the bolts, I'm going to take this bolt, I think I'm going to put it back in a little bit and leave it there in case the cover slips off when I pry it with the pry bar, right there. Sometimes the cover will fall off and make a major mess. Take my pry bar and I'm just going to tap between the tin cover and the differential. And once that RTV seal starts to break, hopefully I'll catch it in time. Oh yeah, there you go. Just let it drain out in your catch pan before you remove that cover. Make sure it's all drained out best it can. Now we're going to take that bolt out and remove the cover. And we're going to see what we got going on inside here. Any metal? No, not too bad looking. There's no chunks of metal. There is no magnet. I wonder if there's a magnet in the middle here. Sometimes they put it on the bottom of the diff. Nope, no magnet there either. Just a lot of thick, really dirty differential fluid. When it comes to cleaning the pan surface for the rear diff, now this is what I will do because I don't want to get all the silicone inside and any dust. So I'm going to cover the pinion, ring gear with a clean rag. And that way if something hits it, it falls out, hopefully. So I'm going to take my scraper and I'm just going to scrape that rubber RTV gasket off. I'm going to do this all the way around until I have a nice flat surface with no residue stuck on it. Alright, so we got the surface all clean, and now I'm just going to pull that out. See all that lovely stuff that didn't make it in there. So that works pretty cool. And now we have this little beautiful reservoir of gear fluid. So I'm going to take my rag and I'm going to bring it right in there. Got my bucket down below, and I am going to just force this out. A lot of gray. That's, you're going to get some bearing material. That's normal. So far there's no chunks other than RTV. Oh, I got quite a bit. I think I got almost all of it out of there. I'm not going to spray parts cleaner in there. I don't want to do that. Okay, so now I'm going to take my rag and I'm just going to try to wipe this out around. See all this stuff in there? That doesn't make me happy. There we go. You gotta have a clean, dry surface in order for the RTV to seal properly. You don't want it to leak after all this work. You can get a flashlight. If you have just a little floodlight, just maybe you can get a small one and just bring it in there. Make sure you don't have any particles, nothing's left behind. We're not talking an engine, so it's not fatal. It's just a proper way to do it. So I have a bucket, my parts cleaner, and I've been soaking the bolts because I want to get all of this RTV off. And the chemical in here swells it right up. It's nice. I'll probably end up putting a wire brush on this after to get all this stuff off. I want to get all of it off there. And I've also had the cover soaking. So now I can scrape this. See, it just makes it all nice and soft. Breaks it up. Not so hard. I'll do a wire wheel brush on this also to get it as smooth as possible once I get all the large amount of RTV off. I'm going to clean any debris. Sometimes it sticks to it like a magnet. I'm going to do the final cleaning after I take it to the wire wheel. Let me get all that dust off there. Now that the cover's cleaned, I rinse it down with some water. I just take a clean rag and I'm going to make sure there's no residue of anything. Looks good. Now I'm ready to put the RTV sealant on there. I'm just going to put a 1 bead right in the center. Doesn't have to be too thick. I'm going to place the cover on. I've got my sealant RTV on there. So I'm going to bring it up on the ring gear side. Place it right there. I'm going to put, my bolts are right close by. So I'm going to take the round ones that I know are not the studded ones for the ABS sensor. I'm going to put 2 on opposite sides of each other. Now I could take my ABS sensor if I didn't remember where they went. So one went there. Grab the one with the stud extension on it. Put that one in. One went here. And then one went here. So then after that's, I'm in the clear. I can just put all the bolts around and snug them down. There's no torque. It's just tight. So now I'm going to tighten the last one. And I can double check. See, I'm glad I double checked. I got 2 with almost an extra half a turn. So now we can put the ABS wire back on. And I'm going to let it sit for about 20 minutes or so. Make sure this is all nice and dry. And then I'm going to fill it up with the gear fluid. Now with the cover on and the sealant dried, it's time to fill up the differential fluid. And the fill and check plug is located over here on the driver's side of this F-150. And it's just a 3/8 ratchet. I'm going to put the head of the ratchet in there and pull this plug out. I like to set it right there in front of me so I don't lose it. And we're ready to add the fluid. This vehicle is a limited slip, so don't forget to purchase some limited slip additive. I always put that in first. If you don't know whether your vehicle is limited slip, questioning it, then add it. You cannot do any damage adding it. You can do damage not adding it if it was needed. Okay, now it's time to add the fluid. This is 75-140 synthetic gear fluid. You're going to just add fluid till it tops off and you see it coming out. Probably takes about, this is a quart. It's going to take probably about 2 of these to 2.5. So it's getting close to the end here. And one thing I forgot to add is obviously make sure that this differential is level. If you can crawl underneath with it on the ground to fill it, that would be the best. If you have jack stands and a jack, don't have the back of the vehicle up this way because all the fluid's going to come to the pumpkin. You want it level inside here, and you're going to just add it until it just starts to drip out. So it did. It took exactly all 3 quarts plus that 4 ounce. And that's what we're looking for, a drain like that. So now I can put the cover in, clean this up.
Thanks for watching. Visit us at oneauto.com for quality auto parts, fast and free shipping, and the best customer service in the industry.